times, please.
I think it's better with questions.
We will take questions. Please use the microphone that Jeff has right here. Good question.
Just talk about your initial impressions of Cahill.
Yeah, I said yesterday on the press conference, I mean, I've seen Tim so many years in the Premiership, and I'm not surprised. I mean, it will be, it's a huge signing for us. I mean, just picking up that penalty, the way he organized the midfield, defending wise, the shape first half, phenomenal. And I mean, as I said, he will be a major impact for us also when he gets fit, get games, competitive minutes. He will just improve all the time.
Next question.
Hans, how do you formulate your lineup now with Cahill? Are you playing three forwards? Who sits? Who plays?
You will see every game how we try to line up. But I mean, to try to win the Eastern Conference, I mean, you need that depth. We have picked up so many injuries, and you never know with guys like Tim and Teemu Tainio coming back, or Tim from an off season. We have to manage them very well, and don't say you need to play them 90 minutes and things like that. Tainio, we'll see tomorrow how he responds at 45, but he's not the player that can play 2 games a week, so it's perfect then to rotate with these guys.
If you had your choice, would you like to have an established 11 and stick with them as much as possible?
I think when you go into the last 5-6 games before the playoffs, then you need to try to play a starting 11 the last 4 or 5 games before the playoffs.
Brian, the microphone's coming around here. Brian and Dave.
Obviously, I know you've always said you're not really very much into moral victories, but do you take a lot out of that first half playing with, as close as you could, I guess, to your first choice lineup, Linus, Cherry, play that well against a good running team?
Yeah, I think we started very well. First 15-20 minutes, we got the PK, then they put us under pressure, but we have also, we said before the game, just focus on a sharp defending, because we concede too many goals, and even if we were under pressure, I don't think they picked up 100% scoring chance. They had a free kick from Bale, but otherwise the defending shape was great, so that's something we definitely can build on.
David and Franco.
Though it's difficult to take anything out of a friendly, considering the nature of it and what have you, Bill Baudet was really facing some world-class types of saves out there. Is there any chance that Bill would be able to challenge Ryan Mira, or has he already supplanted Ryan Mira as a starter on this team?
I mean, the way he's been playing, he's been 100% for us, playing great, absolutely outstanding. Even when we lost against Montreal, he was our best player, kept us in the game. And let's see now. I mean, Ryan has still problem with his hips, and we just have to wait and see until he's back, and then see how he can bounce back. But definitely Billy is a guy who will be a possibility or a choice as a first goalie.
2 more, Franco and Dave.
Hans, you touched on Timu's performance, but from the kickoff, he brought in a nastier side, a more bite defensively. I mean, is that what you saw from him in these 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think with the balance in the first half, you can see it was a different pressing game, much more aggressive. Second half, it looked more like a shadow defending, but that's quite normal when you made so many subs. Use your whole roster. I mean, you can't compare with Spurs roster. I mean, with the quality they have, it can switch 6-7 players. But they play quite along with I would quite expected first lineup, and they are only 2 weeks away from the Premiership.
Last question here.
Hans, in the second half, you kept motioning to McCartney with your hands circling like this. Were you upset? Was he out of position?
Who?
Dax.
No. I just tried to tell him I wanted Victor Paulsson, because defending-wise, he didn't slide defending-wise. So we were wide open in central midfield, so that was the reason.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Evening everyone, can we just ensure everyone's got their cell phones off before we begin? Then we'll take the first question, please. Ian.
Andre, congratulations. Victory, trophy. Was that a good way to end the tour?
Well, I think the most important thing for us is obviously the response that we had from the first half to the second half, which was an emotional response, but keeping cool in our minds to continue to make good decisions. So when you have this emotion, means that although it's a friendly and pre-season, that you always want to try to win games and invert things. Either way, it's been a good 10 days of preparation. I think we've built physically to Premiership standards, and we are left with 2 more games to play, 2 more friendlies to play, where we are probably trying to look more into our preparation into the Newcastle game. So progressive during all of the 10 days, and a natural progression, and obviously happy with the fact that we overturned a result and showed good signs.
Gareth Bale has started the game. He's scored with a header. He's played the best part of 75 minutes, and yet 72 hours ago he was badly injured. Do you regret making so much of it at the time?
No, I never said he was badly injured. If he was badly injured, he wouldn't be playing. What we said was it was an extremely bad tackle, and the player was fortunately enough able to escape a nasty injury. The fact that the player plays today, it's good for football, and there shouldn't be, I think, in my opinion, any negative reaction towards the fact that the player has played. It will be extremely negative if the player wouldn't be able to play today because of a nasty tackle done from behind when the ball is already passed. I think it's not the fact that Gareth is playing that's the question. I think the question is, at what point can you arrive in a friendly to let the ball go past you and go into a professional's ankle the way Charlie did? That is the question, in my opinion. So we responded to that way, the way we thought it was appropriate, bearing in mind the fact that there was no consecutive apology from Charlie to the challenge. No response from Liverpool. We don't expect any response at the moment. Neither we are going to pressurize them in any way. But we are lucky to have the player playing for us, and you see how decisive he is for our team.
Can I just check on how things stand? I think the Stephen Pienaar deal has gone through. He's now joined Everton. Will some of that money be reinvested in the team? And how do things stand with Luka Modric and Emmanuel Adebayor?
Well, on Luka, no further news. I mean, Luka is now doing double sessions on his own in London, and we have to, when we get back to London, we will give the players some time off. When we return to sessions, we will decide what is best for Luka to do. He's a Tottenham player, obviously. He has to be in good mental condition to return to our training, because his colleagues are at one level up in terms of preparation and fitness. So we'll have to step out on a program for him that gradually brings him to the team, gradually brings him to fitness level, and eventually see what happens.
Andre,
Adebayor and the money going back in?
Well, on Pina, obviously it's a transfer that is made. I briefly spoke to the player when he arrived. There was obvious interest from Everton, and obvious interest from the player to go there as well. So it's a deal that is concluded, and I think now with the chairman we obviously have targets to strengthen the squad and just try to apply it properly.
Adam Burrows, Big Apple Soccer News. What have you learned about your team on this 3-stop tour, and what are the biggest questions you still need to answer before you go to St. James?
Well, I think we still have players away on international duty. Players that are doing extremely well, so that can further strengthen the squad. The squad is obviously big. We need to shorten it, make it balanced. It's not balanced at the moment because we are missing strikers. We're missing one striker in the striker position, which we are looking to strengthen. It has been positive because we have built on physically and in terms of style of play. But there's always a natural process of evolution. We committed mistakes today in the first half that I think were the first time that we saw in the last couple of days. Organization of our defensive setup, and you know, trying to improve on these mistakes on the learning curve.
Okay, Jack.
Andre, Gilchrist scored a very pretty goal today. What more do you expect from him as he gets acclimated to the team?
Well, I think he had a tremendous impact. He's you know, is extremely dedicated to Tottenham, of course. Made one brave choice to join us when he had so many interests from other clubs. And he certainly adds to our squad. And today his quality was proven once again. His shooting precision, like it was when he was at Swansea, like he finished at Swansea, where he had a tremendous record. So you know, he's the second goal he scores for Spurs. You know, he tries to get into positions to finish, and you know, tonight he found that small gap and put it in the back of the net. So shows the dedication and the quality of the play.
Two quick questions. Number one, outside of Liverpool and Baltimore, what's your opinion about the level of play in MLS since you played the Red Bulls now in Los Angeles?
Well, you know, without being very critical, but two different styles of play. You know, difficult in both games. We played in different conditions. Against the LA Galaxy, we were in the beginning of our preparation. We did extremely well, but couldn't win the game. Liverpool, a different proposition, played in very, very difficult conditions, playing pitch and temperature, but a good test, I think, for both teams. An improvement today in a reaction from the second half in the game, which is extremely good for us. Regarding I mean, both teams have their own style, obviously. I mean, it's been very, very difficult for English teams that in American tours this year. Most of them draws and a couple of defeats, you know, and it shows the quality of the MLS and what you have around. So it's good signs for the MLS.
And secondly, will there be a financial penalty against Mr. Huddlestone for nearly taking you out?
Well, I was trying to hold him, but it was impossible. It's like a train.
Okay, guys. Lovely. All right, thank you very much.
And you look and you say, this is New York City, you know, this is the New York breed, this is the challenge of my life, and I just wanted to take it in and enjoy it. Tonight I felt, you know, that it was a good display in the first half, really disciplined, playing against Tottenham. You know, this is a great team, a great lineup, so, you know, I really enjoyed it. It's great to be part of the team, to feel that, you know, all the boys accepted me, and you've got to earn that. You've got to play ball, you've got to work hard, and you've got to make sure you stay disciplined. So I just try and do what I can on the pitch. I thought it was a good performance overall.
How'd you like the crowd?
I've not changed with the team at all since I've been here. So I think that comfort comes with you earning their respect on the pitch. You know, them knowing what we try to organise. I can't give as much experience with the way Tottenham plays, because I think in the first half I created hardly anything. And that showed the shape, showed the discipline, and also showed after we scored, try and press us and try and make openings. So they didn't in the first half. So that was good to see. It's good to know that we're hard to break down. So the second half was different, but we learned, we changed the team around a bit, and game for the second.
Tim, how?
Come on. Yeah, attacking, but you know, I think I pick and choose my runs, especially in a game like this, because you know, when you make an attack and then they break on you, they're always funny. We've seen a few times we made two mistakes, but we covered well for each other. So I made the run on the penalty, the big shoots were away. You've got to pick and choose, especially against these sort of oppositions. You know, I think maybe we could more, maybe it didn't happen. We lost 2-1. I think it was a really good run out for the boys. And a lot of boys. A lot of effort into it. It's just as important.
I know you're not usually the sort of taking sort of more regularly. When you look at the first half, you know, you had a lot of first choice starting 11, anything out of that, being able to play as well as you guys did against them?
My main element in the first half was to help organise and have some shape, have some discipline. The team had been in there as well. The guys playing like young Connor, Marcus. It was Kondo. It was a really solid performance, and that's what we need to look at. And that's what we need to build on. In the second half, after the first half, we were happy in the sense of we still got 45. Just believing in ourselves. This is a Premier League opposition, and they couldn't break us down because of that discipline of defence. Because of it's something that I suppose that showed in the first half. So anyone that would have watched it would have thought we played good football, created chances, and we stopped playing.
Were you looking to strike a balance at all in terms of how much you were communicating with your teammates and directing that? It seemed like you were right at the center of things, even though it was your first time out, or did you just decide you were just going to talk as much as you needed to?
No, that's what I do. That's Everton. That's what you have to do. I have to try and earn their respect. I have to try and be a team player and show them, we can do this. This is and we showed we could do it. So now he's doing it over 90 minutes and doing it consistently over a season. So I'm new. So I think sometimes I just do what comes naturally, and that's what happened tonight. It felt right. Just trying to organise and not being so attacking, because they can punish us. You see in the second half, with 2 mistakes, they punished us.
Tim, you took a nasty challenge in the first half from behind. Are you okay? Is everything all right?
I'm fine. That's what happens in football. You take it on the chin, you get up, because everyone tackles, and it's a man's game, and we shook each other's hand. That's part of football. So definitely no qualms about that.
And quickly, talk about
Preseason form for this game on Friday. How many minutes do you see yourself?
But as long as I make myself available for the coach, the team, then that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. I'm here now, so it's just going to do it. Play football, train. Hopefully, I'm going to train one for the team before the next game, because I haven't trained with the team at all since I've been doing everything other than football, because of trying to get everything through. But train with the boys, get to know them even better. But they trust me, so that's the main thing. And I trust all of them. And showed today on the football pitch.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.